The United Arab Emirates sent rescue teams and critical aid to the flood victims in Libya as the disaster killed thousands within a week. Grateru Omori reports.
The United Arab Emirates was one of the first countries to have sent urgent aid to Libya to help the victims of the floods caused by Storm Daniel. A relief aircraft carried large shipments of shelter, food, and medical supplies has already left the UAE for the North African country. The Gulf state also pledged to send search and rescue teams to assist the flood survivors. The UAE sent the urgent aid upon the orders of its president, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The devastating floods caused by Storm Daniel reached a peak in northeastern Libya on the 10th of September. More than 5,000 people are believed to have died, while about 10,000 others are feared missing as of Wednesday, the 13th of September. The occurrence of the deadly disaster was a heavy blow to a country already facing a long-term conflict, which has seen it divided under two ruling powers. The ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and the Crown Prince of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, also sent their condolences to the affected families and victims in Libya. Reporting from Dubai, this has been Grateru Omori, SMNA News, United Arab Emirates.
A latest government study in Thailand warned of the potential damage of the El Niño phenomenon to Thailand's agricultural sector as parts of the country suffer from severe droughts. Chatmongkol Pisamay Guzon reports.
Thailand's Trade Policy and Strategy Office reported that the drought affecting several parts of the country will result in higher consumer goods prices, energy prices, and inflation while increasing international shipping costs. The government agency's Director General said El Niño sparks concern about potential damage to Thailand's agricultural sector and agro-industrial exports. Mining and livestock industries are also affected by the weather phenomenon. Meanwhile, the director of Thai Sugar Millers Corporation in a recent interview said severe drought will cause production to fall by 18% to around 9 million tons in the 2023 to 2024 season, with extreme heat and dryness to probably become worse in the coming years. The United Nations in July warned the world to prepare for the effects of El Niño, saying the higher global temperatures will stay throughout 2023. International experts have also warned of longer El Niño and La Niña events and how the weather phenomenon will disrupt the flow of rice supplies worldwide. Experts have previously warned that record-breaking temperatures, reduced rainfall, and changes the natural climate are set to damage Thailand's economy and increase poverty in the coming months. รายงานจากราชบุรีนายชัดมงคลพิสมัยโกศล SMN News ประเทศไทย สวัสดีครับ
Later, Representative Richard Gomez is now promoting the use of earth-balling machines in the country. What is the purpose of this initiative? Here's MJ Mondihar with a report.
The world is feeling the severe effects of climate change in increasingly powerful storms leading to flash floods and extensive flooding. There is also an alarming rise in extreme heat in various parts of the globe. One of the causes of climate change is deforestation. With this, in a privileged speech, later Representative Richard Gomez emphasized the urgency of planting more trees in the Philippines.
On the average, a tree absorbs 25 kilos of carbon dioxide every year. Per capita greenhouse gas for Philippines is about 1.2 tons per year. This means that just 48 trees absorb the equivalent of greenhouse gases for one Filipino per year. And trees do more than just absorbing greenhouse gases. Trees give us shade, prevents erosion, prevents flooding, and enhance the beauty of our surroundings.
To aid in tree preservation, Gomez suggested using earth-balling machines in government projects, particularly those that would otherwise harm trees.
As per DENR, earth-balling is defined as the process of moving trees by digging out the earth and the roots in a circular shape, leaving most of the root system undisturbed and intact.
Earth-balling is not entirely new in the country. According to Gomez, In fact, it has been used in Cebu City and Puerto Princesa City in Palawan for infra projects. However, many regional offices of the Public Works Department need more budget for this method.
Nasa 10 to 20 years ang kailangan para makapag-produce sa mga matatayog at mayayabong na mga punong kahoy gaya ng inyong nakikita. At sayang kung ito'y mahagip lamang ng isang iglap ng mga proyekto ng pamahalaan. Sinasabi na last option ang pagpuputol ng mga punong kahoy sa mga government projects at available lamang option na yan kapag hindi pwede ang earth balling method.
I also found out that if earth balling was undertaken at present, it would be done manually, which is laborious and an expensive process. I believe that it is because of this complication that tree cutting permits are methodically granted to DPWH for road widening programs.
To combat climate change, Gomez plans to propose legislation making the presence of earth balling machines mandatory in all DPWH and DENR offices. He then called support from his fellow lawmakers.
This slide will show us how a tree is successfully earth balled and replanted. Yan, may kita nyo dyan. Yan yung mga klase ng earth balling machines na pwedeng gamitin kung kailangan natin ilipat ang mga puno kung meron tayong road widening programs. And it only takes about 30 minutes to ball one tree. Time is of the essence. We do not have the luxury of 20 to 35 years for a tree to mature. We know that climate change is not coming. Climate change is already here. And we have to act fast. We have to act right now.
For Ganamabel of Philippines, MJ Mondihar, SMNI News.
The impacts of climate change are now inevitable as the world has reached the point of no return. That's why Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy is calling for unity to address this issue. Kai Villan for this news.
Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy declared that we have now reached the point of no return regarding climate change. This follows extensive flooding that occurred in Libya, resulting in the loss of thousands of lives. Recently, a 7-magnitude earthquake struck Morocco, where approximately 3,000 people died. Because of these events, the good pastor has called on all nations to unite to reduce carbon dioxide emissions and fossil fuel consumption.
Ang ibig sabihin nito, we have crossed the point of no return when it comes to climate change. Ngayon, kung magkakasundo ang lahat ng bansa to reduce the carbon dioxide emission, kasi sirang-sira ng ozone layer, noon pa sinasabi ko, di ba? 2005 pa.
According to Pastor Apollo, nature should be cherished because it is a gift from God. He added that it is also possible that nature may retaliate against humanity due to its greed and neglect.
Kapag sinisira natin ang planetang Earth na binigay sa atin, sinong masisira? Di ba tayo rin? Dahil sa kasakiman at kamunduhan ng tao. Oh, puro greediness, puro selfishness, puro pang sarili. Kung anong mahahakot nila para sa kanilang sarili gagawin nila without caring for the environment. You know, trees are already here without us and they will remain here without us. If we cut them off and then we destroy the nature God has given to us in wanton greediness and selfishness, it will all come back to us. Tulad ito, itong mga desierto ito, hindi nakakabahanon yan. Ngayon, doon na pumupunta. Climate change yan eh. Huwag kayong magtaka, isang araw, ang Pilipinas magkaroon ng snow. Because climate change eh. Oh. Sa Amerika ngayon, they are suffering 120, 130 degrees heat. Napakainit. Oh. Ano lang pinakamandang lugar ngayon? Glory Mountain.
Turcal Pastor Apollo is a well-known environmentalist in the Philippines. He founded the Sunshine Philippines movement and dedicated it to preserving environmental harmony and advocating for the protection of nature. One of the primary showcases of Pastor Apollo's efforts is the Glory Mountain, where thousands of pine trees have been planted. The ongoing planting of pine trees in the Philippines, especially in Davao City, under Pastor Apollo's leadership, has been a significant contribution. What was once a flood-prone area in the southern part of Mount Apo is now a sanctuary for preserved nature.
Tayo nagpasimula ang Sunshine Philippines Movement in our own little way to help mitigate climate change. Salamat naman sa Glory Mountain, we made our own climate change. Napakaganda ng weather doon, pinagpala ng Ama. Ngayon, kung magpapasimula tayo, the effect will be in 10 to 15 years kung lahat magtatanim ng mga punong kahoy para bumalik muli ang ozone, pagkatapos ang carbon dioxide emission mawala, babalik yung dating sigla ng ating planet Earth.
For God and my beloved Philippines, Kay Villan, SM9 News.